Messages from Shaltazar. You're not stuck. You're holding on too tightly. Greetings, dear ones. We are Shaltazar, the Gavish Baninu, the energy of 33, the Master Teacher, and the energy of 44, the Master Healer. Many of you live your lives with unseen limitations, never questioning the walls that define your reality. You were not born with these limitations. They were learned, absorbed, and accepted over time. And now, dear ones, you are being invited not only to notice them, but to gently begin to move beyond them. You are beginning to sense that what once felt fixed may not be fixed at all. You are beginning to realize that what you have called truth may, in fact, be interpretation. And so you may ask, how do I break free? And here, dear ones, is where many become stuck once again. For the moment you attempt to break free using the same mind that built the box, you begin constructing a new one. You replace one limitation with another, one belief with a more spiritual belief, one identity with a more expanded identity, yet still the box remains. We say this not to discourage you, but to free you from the subtle trap of striving. You are not here to fight your limitations. You are here to outgrow them. When you fight a limitation, you give it weight. You make it something real that must be overcome. And in doing so, you bind yourself to it more tightly. But when you begin to see a limitation for what it is, a conclusion formed from partial awareness, it begins to soften on its own. You do not need to tear down every wall. You need only loosen your belief that the wall is real. This is how true expansion begins. Many of you ask, what do I do when I see the limitation in my life? And so we offer you not rigid steps, but awareness. Begin by noticing the moments when something within you tightens or becomes uncomfortable. This may happen when you think about a person, a situation, or a possibility in your life. Your body may tighten, your breath may shorten, your energy may pull inward. For many of you, this kind of noticing is subtle at first. These patterns have been with you for so long that they feel normal. They can be so familiar that you do not realize they are showing you where a limitation is living within you. This is why it helps to slow down and pay gentle attention. The more you observe yourself with patience, the more clearly you begin to see what was once hidden. These reactions often feel normal, yet they are signals of beliefs operating beneath your awareness. As you observe these moments without judgment, you begin to reveal patterns that have quietly shaped your reality. You may notice how these reactions repeat themselves. The same thought in different situations, the same emotional response with different people, the same conclusion reinforcing itself again and again. This repetition is what makes a limitation feel like truth. What is familiar is rarely questioned. Yet as you bring gentle awareness to these patterns, you begin to interrupt the cycle. You begin to see that what once felt fixed is simply something that had been practiced many times. And what has been practiced can be softened, expanded, and eventually released. As this awareness grows, you may feel resistance. It can feel uncomfortable to question beliefs you have carried for so long. And many respond to this discomfort by returning to what is familiar. They justify their limitations. They reinforce the story. But you, dear ones, can learn a new way. Instead of retreating, you become curious. Instead of asking, "How do I fix this?" you begin to ask, "What am I believing right now that feels so real? And what else might be true?" These questions begin to loosen the structure. Your conditioned thoughts are often the source of your limitations. You may notice thoughts such as, "I am not good enough. I am too old. This cannot change. I have missed my chance. If I let go, things will fall apart. I can't trust myself." And instead of trying to replace or fight these thoughts, you simply acknowledge, "This is something I have believed." Do you feel the difference? Not truth, not reality, not certainty, a belief. This shift alone begins to dissolve its weight. From here, you allow space. You do not rush to replace the old belief with a new one. The mind will want to do this. It will offer more positive, more expansive ideas, yet even these can become limiting if held too tightly. You are not here to replace one fixed identity with another. You are here to become fluid, so you remain open. What else might be true? You do not need the answer immediately. The question itself creates space for something greater to emerge. This is how you begin to live beyond your limits, not by forcing change, but by allowing space. Many of you experience this within your relationships. As you grow, you may feel that others are limiting you. You may feel misunderstood, held back, disconnected, and the mind quickly creates conclusions. I must leave. I must change them. I must escape. But pause, dear ones. Is this truth or interpretation? What if those around you are not holding you back, but revealing where you are still limiting yourself? What if they are mirrors, not barriers? This does not mean you must remain unchanged. It means you respond with awareness rather than reaction. You redefine instead of reject. You observe instead of assume. You respond instead of defend. And in doing so, you begin to experience a freedom that is no longer dependent on external conditions. Another place where limitation often lives is within identity. I am this kind of person. I have always been this way. This is who I am. These statements feel safe. They create a sense of stability, but they also create boundaries. You are not a fixed identity, dear ones. You are a living expression of consciousness, unfolding moment by moment. When you cling to who you have been, you restrict who you are becoming. And so we invite you to hold yourself more lightly, not as someone you must define, but as someone you are discovering. This is where the heart becomes your guide. The mind seeks certainty. The heart allows expansion. The mind asks, what is the right answer? The heart asks, what feels aligned in this moment? To live beyond your limits, you begin to trust this deeper intelligence gently. You listen more. You notice subtle nudges. You allow moments of stillness. You give less authority to the constant noise of the mind. You will not do this perfectly, and you are not meant to. There will be moments when old patterns return. Do not judge these moments. They are part of the unwinding. The box was not a mistake. It was part of your journey. The limitations you have carried were not punishments. They helped shape your experience. And now you are ready to expand beyond them. But expansion does not come through rejection. It comes through integration, through honoring where you have been while no longer remaining confined by it. And so be gentle with yourselves. When you notice a limitation, do not attack it. Acknowledge it. Allow it to loosen. This is the path of conscious evolution. Not force, not pressure, but awareness, curiosity, openness. You are not here to become perfect. You are here to become more available to what is possible. And as you do this, in how you think, how you respond, how you move through life, you begin to embody a new way of being. This is how a new humanity is born, not through grand declarations, but through subtle shifts in consciousness. Through those who are willing to see beyond what once felt fixed. Through those who choose curiosity over certainty, openness over control, and presence over pressure. Dear ones, you are not as limited as you have believed, and you do not need to prove your freedom. You need only become willing to experience it, one moment at a time. We bring you this message from a place of love. Our love for you is everlasting and unconditional.